Hello, friends. Over the past year, I've had the privilege of engaging with deep thinking guests around actionable conversations on how to navigate crises before us with moral courage, fortitude, and hope. To celebrate our 1 year anniversary and the first 16 episodes of Facing the Moment, we're bringing back what listeners indicated were some of the most impactful segments. Conversations that moved people, challenged perspectives, and inspired action. In this short video, you'll hear a few inspiring insights from different voices, each sharing a point of view that could shift how we think, how we live, or how we lead. If something resonates with you, we invite you to listen to the full episodes and be part of this growing community of listeners. Let's get into it, shall we?
In studying what makes us humans tick, I know that the kind of values that David Brooks, a writer I admire, highlighted and called pagan, are rooted in fear. And so I think remembering that these are fear-based responses is a way to help us see clearly and to empathize. But by that, I do not mean that we should be roadkill. We need to stand up. So one of the classical virtues, like I signaled kindness, is courage, to stand up even in the face of fear. But we need to stand up in a way that Gandhi, King, and Mandela stood up. And that is to stand very strongly for certain universal values without shaming or making the other people wrong. Shaming only makes them double down. Shaming, as a friend said, is not a way to facilitate transformation.
The second trait is coping skills, like ability to cope with stressors. And many people have absolutely different ways how they coping. For some, it is sense of humor. For some, it is connection with God. For some people, it is ability to stay rational, not emotional, when facing stressful situations. And the third trait, it's something not obvious. When I ask to guess people what it might be, they normally, but at the same time in the answers, it was very often question, it is humanity. Actually, when you love people and when you enjoy to be with people and to help them.
That loneliness might be at the root of a lot of the stuff that we're seeing in our culture. And I was imagining how loneliness might show itself, right? Most obviously, it might express itself as depression, anxiety, social inhibition, shyness. But on a deeper level, we might see it as a loss of willingness to engage with the world around us, a withdrawal, or you might even see it in yourself as like a laziness or a lack of motivation, which can create numbness or hopelessness. And so I think there's a lot of symptoms, right? You mentioned violence, workaholism, overeating, right? All the ways that we try to find connection, try to find aliveness. I think loneliness is a lack of aliveness, and that can manifest in so many different ways, right?
These computer-based diagnostic systems have existed for many, many decades. And a lot of the research that I've seen so far is really focused on replicating what is currently done by clinicians. And it depends on what it is. There's some degree of success and there's some degree of improvement that's needed. I'm not seeing in the literature anywhere that there's the ability yet to replace clinicians, but I could be wrong. I don't think that we've seen any transformation of clinical care. I think the other piece to remember about these generative AI systems is that they are general purpose technologies. So they're not really trained on psychiatric sources. They're really trained on non-psychiatric general, pieces. Although some of that might change. There's been a partnership with the electronic health record company called Epic with OpenAI. So there may be some of that changing. But again, even with these psychiatric sources and databases, there's deep biases that are embedded in these, in data.
Thank you for listening to this video compilation and to the Facing the Moment podcast. If this message inspired you, we invite you to support the work we're doing. Your donation helps us continue sharing meaningful stories that impact lives around the world. Please visit foundationifs.org and hit the donate button to give. And do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you for the next episode.